Well, hello there, and welcome back to Freeform Disney. Hi, everyone. It is Bad Batch time. So, we've been journeying together and watching plenty of old shows. Not necessarily that old. I wasn't too far behind by the time I got to Season 7 of Clone Wars. A good few months. But, yeah. We've done that. I've gone through 3 out of the 4 seasons of Rebels. I haven't seen the 4th season, so in case you're new, don't spoil Season 4 of Rebels for me. So hello there to everybody who's old, who's new, everybody who's just here for the Bad Batch, whatever you're here for, it's all great. Okay, so let's see. Let's get some hello there's out of the way. Hello there to Luke Wood. Hello there to Evie. I should say a Jedi Evie. Note the art is not yours. Hello there to Darscal. Hello there to Nerdboy Carter. Hello there to Matthew Cordona. And hello there to Geek Girl. Hello there. Wow, there's a lot of you out there right off the bat. Nice. Let's see. I'll try to answer some of these questions in here, and then we're going to jump into watching Bad Batch, because what we're going to do today, first off, if you're new, then I'll give you this spiel. So I can't show you the actual video here, but you get to go ahead and watch, and we'll sync it up. I'll count you in. We'll have a timer up over my head up here, so that way you can get it synced up if for whatever reason we get missynced between each other. So pull it up on your Disney Plus or wherever else you're watching it. So first we're going to watch the 4-episode Bad Batch arc from Clone Wars. And then it'll be a little before midnight. We should have a little time. If they drop the episode early for the new 70-minute episode. The first episode of Bad Batch is a huge one. Anyway, we will be ready to start that up as soon as we get there too. Gonna be a ton of fun. And figured, we'll watch that 4-episode arc first. Makes a lot of sense. And I'd never watched it live with all of you. The first live stream I did on the channel was actually the very finale, that final 4-episode arc of Clone Wars. So I've barely watched any Clone Wars with all of you live. So this will be my second Clone Wars live stream in that sense, where I've actually watched video. Because I did actually do a retrospective video on Clone Wars. Okay, let me get to a few comments and then we'll start on up and in. Let's see. Luke Wood has a question right there. Is it coming out at 12 o'clock or 12:40? So talking about the new episode, I'm assuming. And the new episode usually is right at midnight Pacific time. Although they've been dropping some things somewhere near 10 minutes early. That would be 7 o'clock UTC right now, in case that helps more. See, Jedi Evie, also doing the Clone Wars arc, yeah. Have I seen the new Celebrating Marvel's movie that had footage from the Eternals? I just watched that recently, like very recently. Maybe within the last 2 hours. So, yeah. Oh, I was completely surprised to see the Eternals footage in there. Wasn't expecting it, actually. So, very cool. Super exciting. And it had a little bit more from Shang-Chi that we hadn't seen before. That was cool, too. And also titles for both Black Panther and for the upcoming Captain Marvel. Let's see. Seeing anything else in here to respond to quickly before we start in? Let's see. Evie's now a Jedi. Yeah, 70 minutes on the first episode. Exactly. It is. Oh, it's so wild. I love it. Oh, what a great way to start it off. We know we're going to see Order 66 happen within this, too, because it was within one of the trailers or bits of footage we saw. So we're going to get that right in there. So it sounds like we'll start a little before and then quickly work here into the future. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do other flashbacks at some point. It's a great way to get into that Clone Wars time frame if we want. And so, yeah, I do think Order 66 is part of why it'll be long. Because we saw the bit of, of Palpatine talking and whatnot. So it does seem like that's going to happen somewhere near the beginning. It's got to happen early on to get it into the rest of what's going on here. Okay. I'm going to go get these pieces ready. Hopefully everybody's got up their Season 7, Episode 1 of Clone Wars. So, The Bad Batch, which is the appropriately named first episode of the arc. Yeah, I don't know if we'll see Fennec Shan in the first episode or not. That's its own question right there as to how early she'll actually come in. Or, for that matter, when Saw Gerrera will come in. I'm going to guess it'll be a little longer, but I don't know. I'll be very intrigued to see how long it takes to go get there. And hello there to Matthew Finn. Hey, Matthew Finn, you're here just in time if you're going to start watching Bad Batch with us, so go get your Bad Batch up and ready. The first episode of Season 7 right there of Clone Wars, so we're going to watch that before as we marathon our way up toward the new episode for Bad Batch itself, the show coming up. Okay, so everybody, hopefully you've got it up and ready, and I'm going to go ahead and count us on in. Okay, so with all that said, in a 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, man, I've missed the Clone Wars intro. It's been a while. Oh, it has been a while. Yes, this is Admiral Trench once and last time here. I've missed the Clone Wars. I have indeed. And Season 7, oh, look at the visual quality. I remember watching this the first time coming in. Just that kind of shot would never have been done earlier in Clone Wars. Just too much of a budget for that. Let's see, Geek Girl. You're saying, oh, nah, Natalia's not as into Star Wars as I am either, for that matter. I'm definitely the bigger Star Wars fan. So we get her for Mandalorian at least right now. We'll see what else, but yeah. These little pieces here. This is only the second time I've watched this right here. Yeah, if we actually had some real AI they were against, it would be dangerous. Yeah, exactly, you girl. A way bigger budget. And this is the level of animation, or slightly beyond this, that we're going to see here in Bad Batch, too, it looks like. Which, oh, yeah. It's so crazy to compare this animation to Season 1 Clone Wars. They're so far apart. It really is wild just how different they are. Hey, hello there to YouTuber. Yes, we did get her for Gravity Falls. This is true. So we'll have her for Gravity Falls, the Marvel shows. But Star Wars is a different push right there. This is a nice moment, too. The old armor on them there. Yeah. So you gotta get back into the moment we're at and how many people have been lost at this point in Clone Wars. By the way, definitely looking forward to see what we see with both of these two here in the future, too. Because I expect both of them to pop up in Bad Batch at some point. I mean, we know Rex will. We saw Rex within one piece of the trailer. Although we don't know how much we'll see him. A long shot, but a right long shot. That is exact, right? uh, Dang. At the same time, how would you not question that? You'd question it incredibly. Do I like Lego Star Wars? The games, the movies and things. I haven't really played really much of any of them. Some point I will. So I can't say as I'm all too versed on Lego Star Wars one way or another. As for the holiday special they did the other time, wasn't a huge fan of it. But what can you do? Oh, yeah, exactly, Evie. Just how good this animation is. Oh, oh, painful. There's Jesse, too. The Bad Batch. Certainly the second best arc of Season 7. Although, to be honest, I doubt there's a lot of debate as to the ordering and ranking of the arcs for Season 7. I mean, if anybody's actually ranking anything other than that final arc as the best arc of the season, I'd be surprised. And this is certainly stronger than the middle arc. Happy May the 4th to you too, Mickey, and hello there. Woo. It'll be interesting to watch all of these characters get more well-rounded out now that they're actually the stars of a show. Not to mention we'll get to crack through Crosshair a little bit there. I'm sure we'll get to hear a little more conversation out of him. Geek Girl. Yeah, I hope we get to see Rex rescued. And yes, de-chipped Wolf and Gregor as well. I'll be surprised if it doesn't come up at some point in Bad Batch. Now, that said, I don't know it'll happen in Season 1. I don't know how many seasons we're going on this show, so that's its own question. Wrecker was always fun. To be sure. Bit of the comic relief in a way, just because he's so into everything there. But yeah, as far as this arc, they're able to be much more... They're different archetypes, really, for each of those roles. And I think they're purposely played to it, too, for being the tech guy, for being the bruiser, etc., etc. And that's the kind of thing that works great for a 4-episode arc. But you need to go ahead and really grow the characters beyond that when it comes time for an entire show. And, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do with that. That's a good point, Geek Girl. Because, yes, people would have already seen the animatic of this before it came out. But even so, compared to this right here, oh, man. You still have to be blown away by the visuals compared to previous Clone Wars here. It's like, whew. And the budget in it is clear. It's a great way to really introduce Wrecker and what his strength really is here. Some crazy strength. But there's no way Cody doesn't come back in. For being just Rambo but a clone? Yeah. It's definitely that. YouTuber, you asked, are these newer characters that they introduce in Clone Wars? The Bad Batch is. This is the introduction of the Bad Batch in Clone Wars right here. So, Season 7, they had a 4-episode arc, and, well, that was it. Although, there was talk of the unfinished stories that never got to get turned into arcs for Clone Wars. I think there was at least one more arc that they would have been in. And now, of course, we're going to get a whole show, and we're going to get to use that to explore the early days of the Empire, at least. I don't think I did see the Cad Bane versus Boba Fett animatic. Now that you mention it, I'll have to look for that one, Evie. Yeah, I don't think I did see it. I'm trying to think if I did. It's like it's not sticking in my memory here. It would have been a while ago, but... Man, I'd love to see the Crisis on Utapau fully animated. And actually, I'm not sure if you know, but there was somebody, a group of people who are working on animating it, a different, more realistic style animation to it. So if they fully go through the Utapau, that'll be pretty cool to see their animation on it. Man, they take quick work of that. Oh, I love the rivalry we get between Wrecker and Crosshair later, and you see a little of it here too. That'll be interesting. Really, those two are kind of the best combat members of the squad when it comes to it. I saw one piece of the raw animatic for this, the deleted piece that didn't get used. Otherwise, I haven't watched the Bad Batch in raw animated form. Being that by the time I got to see it for the first time, it, well, was already animated and Season 7 was done. Oh, thanks, you girl. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure if I did actually go ahead and watch that one. Yeah, I don't think I did watch that animatic before, so yeah, I'll take a look at it in a bit. Remind me, did Kix actually die at the end of 7? I don't remember if he was there or not. And I know Jesse's fate, but... I mean, this distrust of the clones and the regs for them will probably serve them a little well, at least when they first get turned against. But I mean, again, they're going to run into Rex later. Almost sure it'll happen. What will their interactions be at that point, or if we're then trying to go ahead and say D-Chip, Wolf, or Gregor? Be interesting. Oh yeah, YouTuber. I think they did a good job in the trailers for making the characters look pretty cool, pretty fun. And this introduction to him here in this 4-episode arc does it as well. So, yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, this will definitely be nice here. And really, there's nowhere else that you have previous information on these four. So, as far as the 4 of them are concerned, this will give you all the background information you need for them. For people like Echo and whatnot, not quite all of it, but... oh, Rucker. Right, and Eevee had revived itself twice, right? Because season 6, it revived itself, and then season 7 again later. Because season 6 was Netflix, right? Something like that? Maybe? Prior to my time, of course. Well, for watching it anyway. This episode really does have a pretty good pace, and it just keeps moving right on through. Works pretty well. Oh, that's pretty interesting, Evie. Did you actually start watching it too at that age? So if so, you grew up entirely with Clone Wars right there. That's pretty cool. Ah, okay. Thanks, Geek Girl. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I couldn't have said for sure whether he was in that final arc there on 7. So, okay. I guess we'll find out if Kix is alive probably somewhere in the course of Bad Batch. If I had to make a guess, we're going to have him be alive just because it's a character we know. You know, there are times, especially early in Clone Wars, where these battle droids are just annoying. There's nothing they say that's good, like early in the show. And then they start getting better and better. And then we get quips like this, and it works well. It's right there. They finally learned how to write them right. Or cared to, whichever the case is. After all, the audience age that they were aiming toward changed over the course of the show, too, so I'll grant that. Hello there, Jared. So this is actually not a countdown, it's a count up, because right now we're all going ahead and watching the Season 7 Bad Batch arc while we are waiting for the new episode to come out. So you can go ahead and feel free to go pull up that Season 7 arc of Clone Wars. And we're 19 minutes into the first episode right now, so you can join us watching that. Or by the time you get it up, it might be time to start episode 2. So that's what that's about. And YouTuber, you're asking how much after Bad Batch show, how long after this is taking place? Hard to say exactly. Probably, actually, Geek Girl says, yeah, a few months. Yeah, it's probably within a few months after this. Because it looks like it'll be pre-order 66, so it can't be too much later. Or at least the very start. Some super battle droids in there. Okay, that's a good point, Evie. Yeah, being that they were animated already, they just needed a new spot to go out to, so it wasn't really dead for before season 6. Gotcha. That makes sense. And really neat to have grown up with it. Hello there, John Brower. Amusing, yes. Hunter dies, right. I love it. I mean, it's a good way to go start this right here. Isn't it? By the way, bonus points for anybody who's not as versed in their Clone Wars. That's Echo's call sign, right? Beautiful note to end on right there. I do miss not bad. I was about to say Bad Batch music. Actually, that's gonna be interesting. I'm curious what their credit music will be like in there too. But no, I have missed this music. Alright, let's see. Thanks, Eat Girl. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep out. If there actually are real spoilers, just go ahead and hold them out. And also, again, as far as people talking, for my own personal sake, no spoiling anything in Season 4 of Rebels. Not that that should be a problem, because Bad Batch happens before that. But just bear in mind, I'm still, as I just finished Season 3, Season 4 still to watch. So I'll just note that. Hello there, Stinky Jack. So we are watching through the Clone Wars Season 7 arc of Bad Batch, 4-episode arc. We're watching through that while we're waiting for the new episode to go ahead and air. So yeah, that's what the timers are up there for, so you can go ahead and watch along with all of us. Go ahead and pull it up on your own Disney Plus or whatever you've got it up on. And then the timer is synced to my watch here, so we can all be watching at the same time. And I'll count everybody in too, so both ways should go ahead and help make sure we're all on time. Ah, yes. So Star Wars is definitely a lot newer for you there, YouTuber, or getting more used to it, deeper in the depths. It's a lot to go ahead and jump into right there, to be sure. Has no ifs, ands, or buts about that right there. Okay, so we'll be starting up the next episode here in about 5 minutes, so a little time to talk here beforehand. I've got a little schedule down in the description if you wanted to go look at it. So rough schedule for starting every one of those. 10:20 here for episode 2. Just keeps us going. We got a little bit of time to talk in between episodes in case there's anything anyone wants to talk about. Go watch, say, a Cad Bane animatic, maybe. That too. Now, there's one spoiler I've heard for Bad Batch that seems like it might, but I'm not going to go. I won't mention it here, but it would confirm something that I was wondering about from the trailers. But yeah, we'll see if it happens. If so, it'll probably happen within the course of this episode. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Let's see, what else do we got in here? Ah, yes. Tons of good stuff to go ahead and talk about. I love lore. And Star Wars, man, if that's not one of the big advantages it has over all kinds of other IPs and universes, there's so much lore to dig into. I admit it's messier with everything having gotten knocked into Legends, so there's a lot of lore missing compared to what it used to be, so bearing that in mind, even with that out, there's still a ton of lore in Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars has just been the kind of thing. How many other things do you get giant atlases to go ahead and talk through the galaxy? Or, yeah. It's like, I mean, really, that you get atlases and star charts, and I mean, to go ahead and talk about everything, right? Oh, that green screen loves that one, doesn't it? And I mean, then you have your encyclopedias on the different vehicles and whatnot that can add to lore, and they're all considered to actually be canon. I mean, yeah. That is definitely one of the cool pieces about Star Wars right there. Love it. It's one of those you can just keep digging and digging sometimes. And then you start reaching where those edges are. But, yeah. When there's so much to dig into in the first place. Did I say hello there to you yet? I don't know if I did. Let's say hello there to you, Nerd Boy Carter. And hello there, Matthew Finn. So, let's see. Matthew Finn, you're asking how long until Bad Batch launches. So, if we're talking about the new episode, the one for the new show, that is going to be a little over an hour and a half. Whether they release it early depends on how much over an hour and a half it'll be. And as right now we're going ahead and watching through the arc of Bad Batch that was over in Season 7 of Clone Wars, so it's a 4-episode arc. We just finished Episode 1, and we're going to start Episode 2 here in a moment. Batman with lore and world building. Yes, it is one that feels like it has a good bit of lore in there. I'll agree. Not that I've ever been a huge comic reader one way or another, so I don't have that side of it. But just from what I know of it, it does feel that way to me. I agree. Oh, that's pretty cool, Evie. First movie you remember watching in theaters was Revenge of the Sith. Wow, very nice. That's a good one to see in the theaters. I definitely remember seeing it myself. Let's see, I can remember some of the ones that I have huge memories of going to see, and Phantom Menace was certainly one of them. I remember being in line for Phantom Menace as a kid, and what was interesting, the line for just for the tickets the first time, but the local businesses, multiple of them would come out and they handed things out to us while we were in line waiting for tickets to Phantom Menace, and it was intriguing. Loved it. At least it wasn't winter at the time. At least I don't think it was winter. It must have been early, though, right? We're talking about tickets there, and it came out in May. Let's see. Okay, we're hopefully everybody's seen their second episode pulled up, because we're going to start watching that here in a moment. Oh, and everybody, go click that like button, by the way, for the video down below, okay? That really helps out here and gets more people possibly watching the video. It helps the channel out as a whole. So if you are listening to my voice right now, click the like button. It should be right down. Let's see if I can point toward it. It should be about right there. It's so funky sometimes on green screen. I'm still not used to it and actually having to point the way I want to point. So anyway, about there, yeah. It may look like I'm actually just going ahead and pointing at tech, but I am actually pointing down toward the like button. Okay, I'll take a couple other questions before I start up the next episode here, and then we'll get ready to start it up. Let's see. Oh, Giger, you know a lot of legends and canon since you read almost all the old EU. Yeah, I read a ton of the old EU. Not the comics, admittedly. Although I know a good bit about what happened in some of those too. But yeah, I read a ton of the old, of what is now Legends. As for new canon, I haven't read much of. But yeah, it sounds like you have a huge knowledge in there. Definitely. And, Empire is one of the first ones you remember, Evie? For it movies at all. Wow, nice. YouTuber, yes, I love the prequels. Love the prequels. You say, or do I think they're flawed? I mean, I don't think those are either or questions. I mean, you can think both. You can love them and go ahead and think they're flawed. And certainly I'm not going to say Star Wars is perfect. Hardly. Certainly there are some flaws within the prequels. I won't deny it, but I love them. Let's see, seen it. Heck, Revenge of the Sith is my favorite of the Star Wars movies. So let's add that in there while we're at it. So, yeah, I love the prequels. Okay, so let us go ahead and give it. Oh, Luke says, for your screen, I was pointing exactly at the like button. Yes! I pulled it off. I don't actually have a view of it, so I'm like, it should be about over here. Nice. Good. Okay. So everyone, get ready for your second episode of the Bad Batch arc in Clone Wars, and we will go ahead and start it up in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch more, go back and watch some more Clone Wars again at some point. There's no doubt about that, but love the intro music going back. I admit I'm looking at some of the best of Clone Wars right now here, watching Season 7, especially with the visuals. in fairness. EV Episode 3 is your personal favorite of all movies. Nice. I may be a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars so much. While Episode 3 may be my favorite Star Wars, I can't go ahead and say it's my favorite of any movie, though. And there's no way we don't get Anakin, well, or should I say Vader, within the series. He'll pop in somewhere. We can't have him hunting the Bad Batch down, though. That would be too powerful. That thing. This interaction between the two of them. And that interaction is payoff for a lot of time in this show, too. Even if they work it better in some of the later seasons, so. But yeah, we could see Anakin, too, in flashbacks as well, rather than just seeing Vader, and that would be intriguing. Well, if you want your comment on the time frame of when we're at currently, this should tell you a good bit about it. And depending on the exact timing of where we start up Bad Batch, I mean, it's possible we could actually see Anakin in the background of something. Unlikely, but it is possible. Maybe there'll be a hollow net of him or something. But again, unlikely. It's a nice, as far as Rex's arc, he has a beautiful arc over the course of Clone Wars. The Rex from early in Clone Wars probably would not have gone ahead and done what he did at the end of Season 7. Not easily, anyway. Oh, thanks, YouTuber. Yeah, I've a couple of the different poster pieces here, so. Always try to get something that's not too bold and flashy behind me, anyway, because that gets distracting, I think. I love how poor that excuse is. Oh, Rex tried to come up with excuses and lying on the spot. Dang. Love that. Just that little note between the two. Oh, and it's painful at the same time. Man, that's painful. It just adds to all of my pain when I watch episode 3. What could have been. Just a little. Let's see. Welcome back to Geek Girl. Evie, what if Vader shows up of the final episode of Season 1? And there's no Season 2 because Vader kills them all. Well, yeah, that's probably about what would happen. Dang. At least I wouldn't expect much of anything different. It'd be one heck of a tragic way to go end the season. Could you even imagine? No, we'll go ahead and end Season 1 on Vader killing them all, and then we'll start Season 2 by noting it's a time loop episode, and they'll get to keep time looping and seeing if they can find a way to be Vader for Season 2. And failing again and again. Did I ever hear the tragedy of Darth Maul the Lost? I love Maul. Maul is a good character that was done really good justice through the course of Clone Wars and Rebels. And I do wonder if we'll find an excuse or a way to see some of what goes on with Maul during the course of Bad Batch. Just because he falls so hard between the, Order 66 time frame and where we then see him later. But at the same time, that fall doesn't happen immediately. He has a lot of power at points in there, and that hasn't been explored. Although, depending on what we see for a Lando series, which we know is coming up, it depends if the Lando series will have a bit of the Solo stuff, so we might see Maul even through there. This blaster is your life. Really makes me think about that. Yes, for the MCU reference, even. The one time we've gotten some time looping in the MCU. Exactly, YouTuber. Or even just them trying to survive Vader being right there would go on for season easily. Yes, Geek Girl, I agree. To get a Bane versus Fett duel in there at some point using Bad Batch to do it. Ugh. Or in some new show, whatever. Yeah, whether animated or live action. Especially with the quality of animation we're talking nowadays for the shows. Yeah. So many great things to be able to see. It's a clever move for what to do if you've got to go deal with all of them, right? Without actually wanting to go kill all these locals who certainly are well justified for some of the actions they've taken. Oh, okay. Well, Luke, have a magical night, and may the Force be with you. So feel free to jump back in later. You can go ahead and queue up the episodes and leave comments down below in the video. So feel free. And oh, thanks for the subscribe, by the way. I'm sure I'll see you somewhere in the future. I love the HUD he's got on there. I look forward to when we have this kind of HUD technology for translation. And frankly, dang, it's taken so long because there was that possibility with the different Glass, Google Glass and everything else that's been worked on, but it's been so slow, let alone the actual contacts that could do that. Uh, yeah. Anywho. Do we know what happens to Tambor in the long run? No, of course we do. What am I saying? Of course we know what happens to Tambor. Hello. uh, Not a death we get to see here in Clone Wars, considering it got done in live action. YouTubers saying the animation Bad Batch definitely hooked you. Yeah, to be honest, probably part of the reason that I didn't get into Clone Wars way back is A, the animation quality, what you're talking about in season 1, and from what I had heard, and I was worried about the where it was aimed, audience age, etc. And as far as season 1's concerned, the animation is way worse. And there are a lot more of those bad episodes or ones that aren't as good in there. But there's good stuff even in season 1. Let me be fair. No kidding. But Rex being this emotional in here too. Woo. Man, when Rex is that on tilt. Oh, yes. Can't not have a little fun with someone named Luke, right? It's too good a name to have. We just don't have anyone named Jeremy in this show. Well, not in a major way. I mean, Jeremy Bullock is the actor who played Boba Fett, though. At least the original actor who played Boba Fett, I should say. Although I should say, if we're going to get real technical about the original actor who played Boba Fett, we could get technical and debate the point. Jeremy is the real name of Yoda. I love it. Yeah, it's a lift, you don't say. Oh god, this goes so far and so well. This is a nice new droid design they bring in here too. If but briefly. Yeah, good luck with those characters named Jeremy there, YouTuber. You said Luke's one of the only names in Star Wars that's really. Oh, there's plenty of others. I mean, off the bat, I'd say Anakin, right? I think that's a name that's older too. And there's definitely more. My brain will start thinking of some of them. Heck, how about well, heck, how about Rex and Cody? Those are, if we're gonna count names that are nicknames for clones, anyway. Han is a normal name. I think Leia's a normalish name before too. And if we're gonna go, I don't think we get to count Legends. I assume you're going just movies on that, so I can't bring in some of those. No, I'd agree, Evie. A lot of the names aren't, which I think is a good move for Star Wars because it helps it feel more like it's a different galaxy or that there are different cultures, which is part of why names can be so different in the first place. So whatever they use to get the names, whether they inspire them from, it's nice to make some that are completely alien to us, shall we say. It's interesting that some of the most normal names are the main characters. Even Obi-Wan gets nicknamed Ben, right? Man, look at them go. And by the way, one of those, in fairness, tech, even Brain Bean tech, you can tell is good with a blaster as well. So it's not like he's pure support and can't actually do any fighting. Ah, yes. I agree, Gay Girl. The camera work in here is nice. Speaking of the things they got better at doing, to be sure. Yeah, so everyone goes to hiding but keeps his last name. Well, it's a common last name. There's probably 1,000 Kenobis on any planet. Oh, and you two, you haven't watched any of Clone Wars. Well, hey, you got some right here. Admittedly, you are watching it at season 7, so when we talk animation, yes, some of the animation's a little weaker earlier, but the show is worth watching. Most certainly. There is some really, really good stuff within Clone Wars. And yeah, I did videos throughout, so feel free to go take a look at my videos after you watch the different arcs. You can see some of my commentary on it and see what I liked or didn't like. And feel free to leave comments below the videos, of course, for anyone who's taking a look at them after the fact. And you could even watch the final arc with me, quote-unquote, live. Since I did actually watch that on a live stream. Yeah, exactly, Evie. Billions of people named Kenobi. Yeah, super common. At one point, Skywalker was a pretty common name to run into, at least further out. But I think that's all legends now. Could be wrong. Maybe that's been recanonized? I don't know. But because Skywalker was essentially somebody who was force sensitive in the first place because they could help navigate through hyperspace. So it was a name that came out that way. But that was, but yeah, I said that was Legends unless I'm mistaken, and I don't know that it's been recanonized since. Okay, so that is the end of episode 2. Go kill the timer up here. I won't leave it running for too long. I do sometimes. I've been known to do that. We'll go ahead and start up the next one here in just a few minutes. On my rough schedule, it's 10:50, so a few minutes here, we'll start up the next one. Okay, good. So Timothy Zahn did bring the Skywalkers back in the new Thrawn books. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, it was Chiss who actually gave them the names of Skywalker, too, so that would be very fitting for him to go ahead and do so. I haven't read the new Thrawn books. All of the old ones, yes. But none of the new canon Thrawn books, and definitely I will read them sometime. I mean, heck, I bloody love his writing, so. Yeah, I'm just noticing this background over here on Disney Plus for Clone Wars. That is a new background that I haven't seen before. Very nice. Apparently art done by Chrissy Chung. And they actually even credit the artist. That's unusual. But I haven't seen this before. Nice stylized animation on some of them. Nice. Okay, so everybody start getting that third episode ready, so we'll be ready to go start that up here in a moment. But yeah, no, I'm happy to see that Skywalker as a name and the meaning behind it has actually been recanonized. And Evie, you've read the first 5 chapters of the first of the Thrawn books, it sounds like. Nice. Yeah, I hear you on having time to actually read through books versus being able to listen to them. There's definitely a point to that. Time gets tricky. Very, very tricky. I'll probably go with reading them rather than listening to them, but I mean, I guess it depends, on who does the voice, and at some point I want to read them. Here's hoping. Well, we are getting closer and closer, by the way. We are an hour out from our new episode, or an hour 10 if they really don't release it till midnight. Which means we're about the length of the new Bad Batch episode away from it airing, or less. Take a good stretch here. You know, I actually have other Star Wars shirts. I can't wear them, though. It's a green screen. Even though they're not necessarily green. I run into weird problems about what I can wear in here that's not actually green, but still is triggering it. Like blues, actually, can be really messy sometimes. So red. Red is a pretty safe color for going ahead and wearing against this. Do I prefer Clone Wars or Rebels on a quality perspective? Well, that's an interesting way to go ahead and look at it. A quality perspective, huh? So, first off, we'll note I have not seen the 4th season of Rebels. Now, as a note, the show generally has been getting better in quality as it's gone along, kind of like Clone Wars did. And from everything I hear, 4th season of Rebels is really good. So it's hard to make a fair comparison for me when I have not watched season 4 of Rebels. So I'll note that off the bat. Now, if we're talking quality as a general note, season 4 excluded, Clone Wars has spots which are certainly a lot weaker than Rebels ever gets, as a general note. But it has spots that have been way stronger than Rebels gets, too. So Rebels is a bit more consistent with its quality, whereas Clone Wars could really jump in and out. So, I mean, I can say that off the bat. And bear in mind also, Clone Wars had 7 seasons. Rebels, which I've only seen 3, but total of 4 seasons, so there's a bit of a difference there in terms of the total volume you're looking at. So yeah, if we're talking overall quality note, right now, if you're looking for consistent quality, Rebels is your answer as to which one I would say is better. If you're looking for a quality overall, though, not just what's more consistent, I would go Clone Wars, just because of some of the heights it gets to that Rebels doesn't. But again, I have not seen season 4 of Rebels, so bear that strongly in mind on that, because that most likely will at least weigh heavily into that opinion once I've seen it. Hello there to Jesus Torres. And who is my favorite character from the Bad Batch? Oh, that's an interesting question. If we're going to talk the original Bad Batch, let me go for that first, because I'm going to say the full Bad Batch, I'll say Echo, because that one's easy. Just because I know Echo as much as I do from the show before that. But if I'm going to say the Bad Batch otherwise, I think I'm going to go with Tech. I like Tech. He's, in some ways, he feels a little more well-rounded than some of the others, and that's it's nice. I can tend to identify it with some of the scientific characters sometimes, too. If you've looked at, say, my top 10 Marvel women, you'll notice that popped in there, too. So it's probably Tech. What time is it Pacific right now? It is 10:53, so it is time to go jump into another episode here. We got time. There's buffer time on this, so it's all good. But yeah, it's 10:53 Pacific time right now, so about an hour. Being that Disney is Pacific-based as well, that's why they drop their new things at midnight my time. So, benefits or disadvantage? I mean, if I lived in Europe, at least it would be in the morning, not in the middle of the night. But it's not as bad as, say, living a few hours east of me and having it drop at 3 in the morning. Oof. That would be tough and has to be rough. And I'm sure some of you here in the chat actually are a little further east than I am, so it's middle of the night. Some of you are much further east, but yeah. Okay, let's get episode 3 of season 7 of Clone Wars up. So on the wings of the Curidax. So everyone ready? We'll go ahead and start in on a count of 3. So 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, exactly. As YouTuber and Evie both agree on the higher highs and lower lows. Yep, definitely. And may I say also, when it comes to talking Cloneverse versus Rebels, another thing you should really note is that Rebels follows a singular group and follows that group through its whole show, whereas Clone Wars is not that kind of show at all. We jump around the whole large cast of different people, so you're not going to be watching Anakin all the time, for instance, or Obi-Wan, or etc. So that's another big difference between Clone Wars and Rebels, just in terms of what to expect for the types of shows they are. Whereas Bad Batch, even though it's more of a direct spin-off of Clone Wars, seems like it's going to follow a specific group of people, which will be a very different change of tone in that sense. Matthew Finn is 3:33 in the morning. Oh, you've got one of those time zones where it's the half hour going on there. It's like there are a few. I know Australia, I think, has a couple time zones that do that. And then there are a couple more, if my memory serves. Random trivia right here. And 2 in the morning for Evie, huh? Oof. Yeah. Late night. Late night for you too there, YouTuber. So you're in the Eastern time zone right there. Yeah. Matt Lanter really did a good job with the voice of Anakin. I mean, certainly in here, does a nice, beautiful job with the performance. Hello there, Kevin. Force choking me. I see. Is that how we're going with this? uh, Kevin, I think you're waiting for the Acolyte show coming up there later. Then we'll actually follow some Sith. Whenever we get the Acolyte show, that'll be an interesting question whether that's going to come, say, next year, the year after. Oh, hello there to Steph. Your childhood on Cartoon Network? Nice. Yeah, I can't say that's where my childhood was in that sense. My childhood was OT followed by the prequel trilogy. And, well, lots of Star Wars books. But yeah, no, if we're talking earlier childhood, yeah, it was OT at that point. It's all I had way early on. I remember watching those again and again. See there, I'm dating myself. VHS. But nah, the prequels came out, though, starting when I was still a kid. And, well, I guess technically finishing before I was an adult, so. Your stupid droids, right? Hello there, Patrick. Thinking about bouncing out of work to watch the first episode. Oh, I can understand that temptation right there. Oh, you're definitely right, Geek Girl. The scale and the size are very different between the two. Although Rebels does a good job of making it feel larger than in just itself as far as what it alludes to. So it doesn't make it feel like the only thing in existence is what they can see. And that's good. Let's see. Oh, geez, I hope Acolyte doesn't keep getting delayed. That would be sad. I don't think that's likely the case right now. We have so many shows coming up and being announced. I mean, it's a bright future. They're trying to look. Clearly, Disney wants the same model that you're seeing with Marvel and all the shows here. So hopefully we see similar things pop up. Let's see. Some talking about being a fan, huh? Are you a true fan? What is? I assume that's if you don't know about everything in the Star Wars universe. Man, there are very few people who do. And before in your child didn't know there were comics. Yeah. Hey, Geek Girl. Yeah, exactly. True Star Wars fan loves Star Wars. And certainly we're not all lore junkies. Some of us love it. But again, whether you're a lore junkie or not is hardly the definition of being a true fan. Nah, defining a true fan is other than just saying that you love Star Wars. That's probably about the only way you really can say anything that's technically a qualifier for it. But even that, let's note, doesn't mean you love every bit of it necessarily. Maybe there's certain aspects you love and parts you don't. And you could still be a Star Wars fan. So, yeah. Here's a better way to put it. If you think you're a Star Wars fan, you're a Star Wars fan. It's probably about that simple right there. Man, those flying droids. Oh, what a mess that would be if you kept having to deal with that going forward in the Clone Wars. Steph, you're asking, how does anyone get those comics? Not sure what the question is. I mean, a lot of them are available up online and, heck, legitimately available for free in some cases. And, of course, payable for others or findable in other ways. Yeah, Evie, no true Scotsman fallacy indeed. Hello there, Calamity. It is launching in a little under an hour, yes. The exact timing, we'll see. Disney has launched a number of things 10 minutes early when we've been looking at Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm not sure if they'll do the same for Bad Batch or not. So, especially here when we're looking at this being a Monday night, Tuesday morning for Disney, that's less likely they'll release it early because this is the only thing coming out. So it's not likely to take down the server, I'd imagine. I don't know. It's a good speech right there for Rex. Going in and talking to them, finding a way to actually connect. That you actually are trying to get them on your side. Let's see. I agree, Jesus. It really is cool that we're going to see the Order 66 aftermath. That's definitely going to be fun. I said early days of the Empire, and we're actually going to explore it in video for once. What Geek Girl said about Comixology, definitely. You can find a lot of them. You do that little unlimited plan, and a lot of it's available. Not some of the newest stuff that you'd have to pay separately for, but yeah, a lot of it's in there. Kevin's talking about Coder right there. Some Knights of the Old Republic. I I honestly am not entirely sure whether I played it. If so, it would have been so incredibly long ago. It's like feel like I did play a little of it, but I was never a huge video gamer. Let's bear that in mind for any kind. I'm a board gamer, but stick that as its own note. The one that's it. The Star Wars video games I did play more of. I played some more of, Star Wars Rebellion. That one I played a good bit of right there. Strategy game that way. Yeah, anyway. But no, I do want to go and really play fully through Coder now, and I know I've never done Coder 2. But anyway. Oh, wait a second. You weren't talking about Coder. You were talking about you're talking about the online game, aren't you? Okay, no, you are talking Coder. Yep. Yeah, you're not talking Coder. Yeah, you're talking the online massively multiplayer. Yeah, I have not actually played it. Someday, maybe. I hear there's all kinds of good stuff there, and it's actually considered to be canon still. So to see one section of canon, things that were canon before Disney that are still continuing to expand in what it used to be Legends area, in that sense. If my memory serves correctly. Yeah. You're talking Star Wars Old Republic. It's like, I caught what you were talking about. Hello there, Gyroscope. Restarting your Disney Plus account for the Bad Batch. It is time. That's it, definitely. And it's going to keep you busy right there. So you'll have Bad Batch here for probably, I'm going to guess it's going to be a 20 episode season. We know it's at least 14, but I'm going to go with 20 episodes. So if so, we'll be busy till like September watching Bad Batch. And then in December, we'll go ahead and move on with the live action shows. And I'm guessing there will be a good number of shows next year, too. Hello there, Supreme X Rebel. Sounds good. I said, you do whatever you go ahead and do to watch it. No skin off my back over here. Very hard to compete with the Jedi. I love how that was a reference back to the very beginning of Clone Wars with taking down those droids. Supreme X Rebel? No. It won't be coming out for a little bit longer. Watching through season 7, the first arc, those first 4 episodes are the Bad Batch arc. So we're watching those while going ahead and waiting for the new episode to go and pop up for the new show. So yeah, this is episode 3 of Bad Batch arc over in season 7 of Clone Wars. I remember watching this first time and wondering where exactly we'd go here with Echo in the 4th episode. It's like, it was nice what we did with it. Evie, I did play some of Star Wars Force Unleashed. I never actually finished it, admittedly. But I did start it. What can I say? It's not that I disliked it or anything. Remember, I'm not as much of a video gamer, so sometimes I don't always make it through them. I mean, I enjoyed what I was playing of it. I said sometime I want to go back into it, really, if not for nothing else, for the story of it. So, yeah, no, there's a number of Star Wars video games I need to play that I haven't played. And maybe eventually I'll go ahead and start live streaming some video games on Star Wars, and you can go ahead and watch me play some or something. I did do that for Star Wars Squadrons, actually. I went ahead and went through the campaign there, did a multiplayer once, live streamed through doing that. That was fun. Okay, let's kill that timer there because we are done with that episode. So we'll start the next one up here in, well, just like a couple minutes. Hello there, gaming channel. The new one's probably come out 45 minutes, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, just depending on when exactly Disney chooses to release it up there. Right now, we're going ahead and watching and finishing up the Bad Batch arc that was in Clone Wars as we wait for the new episode. So we've got one more episode to watch in that Bad Batch arc. So you're free to go ahead and join us as we watch through that. Go and pull up your own copy of Disney Plus or whatever, and you can watch along with us. I'm going to go get that one queued up so it's ready. So I can go ahead and start with all of us here in a moment. Alright, what else is popping over in the chat right here? See, before we start up that 4th episode. Let's see, some talk about Force Unleashed. Talking about Starkiller or the new guys for the new Star Wars game. I'm not sure. Are we talking Cal? Yeah, okay, you're talking Cal Kestis versus Starkiller. Some fun stuff right there. Speaking of people that hopefully we'll see more of at some point, pop into things other than just the video games. Definitely hopes. Let's see. I've got some people from Legends that I still hope will pop up somewhere too, but like Horn, I want to go ahead and say, for instance. Have I seen any of the Crosshair theories for the series? I have, but I'm not going to go ahead and talk about that here. I don't want to spoil what I've heard, in here for people who don't want to hear any of that. So I certainly have, and it would, yeah. Actually, I probably don't want to say any more than that because I would talk about that a bit. How about I say this? Seems, from what I've heard on the theories on that, it definitely seems like that is definitely a possibility and would explain some things I was wondering about, if that's correct. Let's say that and hold there. You think Starkiller would force Lightning Cal to death? Yeah. I like going by Cal's strength in the game. Starkiller would win because he's forgotten most of his training in the games. Yeah, there's that. That's an interesting go. Video games, right? But again, I mean, it's a problem if you're actually going to bring people into... If you're going to bring characters from video games into the actual shows and movies, it can be interestingly tricky just because, yeah, the power levels don't have to be the same between a video game and shows and movies. Hello there, Marino. At what hour does it come out? Well, rather than giving it an hour because I don't know what time zone you're in, I'm going to say it's coming out in around 45 minutes. Plus or minus a little. Sometimes Disney releases it 10 minutes early, so maybe we'll get it early. Maybe it'll be a little late. We will see what we will see when it comes to it. Okay. Alright, so everybody go ahead and pull up that 4th episode of the Season 7 of Clone Wars. We're going to go ahead and start that up and watch that. And then we will have watched all the way through the Bad Batch arc from Clone Wars and be ready for the new episode. The new 70-minute episode. Alright, everybody. So, on a 3 count. 3, 2, 1, go. One last time I see the Clone Wars intro here for a bit. Then we're going to see what the Bad Batch does for its thing. I mean, it's done some things that directly reference Clone Wars in its style. Heck, even the style of this sitting back behind me. So I'm curious whether they'll homage a little more to that, do their own thing much more. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the title sequence and what they do with the end credits. Alright, Geek Girl will see you in a little bit. And YouTuber... Jeremy has a lead character in a Star Wars game. Well, I need to have some good force powers. Give me some good force powers and I'll take lead character. I mean, I guess that could be some scum or villainy in there too. We can go that way. That could be fun. Master Smuggler. I'll EVA see you in mode 2. Excuse me. Sith Lord Jeremy. Let's see, what else all do we got up here? What do I think? Which movies or series was the best? Ooh, it's hard. It's hard to talk the series as a whole, just because the series. I mean, if I was only talking like this arc and comparing it to the movies or something like that, that'd be a different, possibly more level playing field. But if I have to compare individual movies against each of the shows as a whole, I'm going to go ahead and probably pick episode 3 still. But it's tricky. Again, a show can have so much more length and depth, which makes it a hard comparison. I don't like comparing shows to movies in that sense. They're different beasts. Do I hope for the opening narrator to return or try something new? I certainly don't have any need for the opening narration, but it's certainly a fine way to go ahead and go about it if that's what they want to do. So, I'm okay any which way, really. They're going to probably do previously ons one way or another eventually anyway. So if that's what they choose to do, sure. You know, it could be a fun twist on it, though. Homage to Bad Batch homage back to the whole of Clone Wars, but have it be an Imperial holonet essentially each time. So it's not their perspective, but the Imperial holonet perspective. That could be a fun way of homaging, but making it different. Sounds fun there, Kevin. I said someday maybe we'll play Old Republic there. Jump into that. Indeed he will. Let's see. Supreme X Rebel, would I rather the Commando team be about the Clones Republic Commando or than Bad Batch? I don't think I have a strong opinion on it one way or the other. I think really, I mean, there's certainly advantages to using this group because they're more individualized right off the bat. And I think that helps a lot here. So, yeah, I fully understand why you use this. Because of that, it's a nice choice to go with. And really, it just depends on what they do with it for any of the characters. Like, there's obviously some work that needs to be done here with this group to really make them enjoyable as a whole for a long-running show. Because right now, they're not as deep of characters, which again is fine for their introduction in a 4-episode arc. That's fine. But they don't quite feel real as characters at this moment. A little too much into their different archetypes, shall we say. Who would win, Republic Commando versus Bad Batch? Well, I mean, it's an odd question here to go ahead and try to talk about that. I have no idea. If we're gonna honestly compare power levels, I don't know enough Republic Commando to go ahead and feel confident in making that answer. I mean, I'll say that off the bat. And again, we're also talking show versus game, which makes life tricky too. But mainly, I don't feel I have enough specific knowledge on Republic Commando, if you're right. I love that he just completely misses this. It's like, Dang, man. You know, one of the funny things about jumping back in here is somehow in my own head, I feel like I differentiate their voices more from each other on the clones, rather than hearing D. Bradley Baker on every one of them. And in fairness, he does do some different jobs on some of them to give a little personality. But still. I love this. The most absurd speech to give there when you know it's going to do nothing anyway. This arc also feels like an excuse to have a good bit of fighting with, from Anakin and Obi-Wan, being that you're not going to get the chance to do it later, too, within the show. And it works well for it. And with Mace, too, for that matter. Yeah, exactly, Supreme X Rebel. Gregor fought while recovering from amnesia was crazy. I mean, if definitely it was your Republic Commando type of moment in there with the strength he had. I mean, but hey, maybe what would really happen is they have no teamwork because they're all used to being the main character. So they would all get in each other's way and clash, and they wouldn't work. Oh, it's fun. Ah, some jetpack troopers. Hello there, Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, yeah. Definitely looking forward to that new episode coming here in a moment, too. Ever popular. It's our Star Wars sense of humor, right? Bringing a line like that first. So nice. Boba Fett versus the whole Republic clone army? What? How long will episodes of Bad Batch generally be? Assuming they're going to be, I think what I've heard, although I'm not sure how official it is as I think about it, But I think I've heard we're talking more in the 25-ish minute range. So not your TV half hour, but more similar to what we had in season 7 of Clone Wars, if my memory serves. But I'm not sure how official that was. Being that it's designed for streaming, that does give them a little more flexibility with the length, which is nice. Supreme X Rebel is talking about. I don't know that I'd say confirmed. I mean, it's been a leak on the length of the episodes. Now, often those do seem to come out fairly well right there. But when we're talking 70 minutes and whatnot on that, bear in mind that 70 minutes, actually from the leak, was 75. So we're probably talking 5 minutes of localization at the end for a 70-minute episode, including the credits, if I had to make a guess. Which means that the 30 and 28s are probably including that localization as well, and are probably more toward the length of being 25, 23, 24 minutes, somewhere in there. So that would be my guess as to what this really is looking like in terms of length. So yeah, always remember, though, if you're talking Disney Plus and length of episodes, you get minutes of localization credits at the end. Yeah, YouTuber, no kidding. Talking about the length right there with WandaVision, all those localization credits. Oh man, yeah, they just go and go and go if you want to watch them. Speaking of Anakin and where he goes, I mean, this is a great piece with where we go with this one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, the music right in there too. Beautiful little music cue in it. Mm. Let's see. Oh, hello there, Elsie. So, no, the new one's not out yet to my knowledge. We're busy watching the 4th episode of the Clone Wars Bad Batch arc while we're waiting for the new episode, for the new show to start up, which should be coming up somewhere less than half an hour from now. Record is going to love that. But talking about this and this Anakin, again, it is a beautiful thing to show within the show. And frankly, we saw bits and pieces of it throughout the show. And I think later on the show got more willing to show it, as well as it making sense to show it as we're getting closer to. But back to the changing audience age as to where they were aiming the show. Let's see. Would I want to see the Boba Fett, Cad Bane arc in Bad Batch? I mean, since it was originally Clone Wars, I mean, if they can find a way to make it make sense within there, being that it feels like the show is going to be following them, the main group of our Bad Batch, then yeah, that could be a ton of fun. And as for Book of Boba Fett, I don't think it's going to pop there because it's just not going to be long enough to spend that much time on, well, backstory. I don't think a backstory arc that probably doesn't directly have to do with it. So I could be surprised, but that's just not where I think it'll go. Hello there, Stormtrooper. Yes, 24-ish minutes right there, depending on whether it comes out early or not on Disney+. Again, they sometimes release episodes up to 10 minutes early. I don't expect that here for tonight since this is not the regular release night, so it's probably going to be at midnight. That would be my guess. Or I should say on the hour, depending on where you're at. But I was wanting to make sure to finish this in time in case they released it early. Just in case that they went in and went that way. I love Wrecker's reaction here. Welcome back, you girl. Of my life. That's a beautiful shot right here. No Dave Filoni for making his shots right there like that. It's going to be interesting to watch them reckon with no longer being part of that and being mercenaries on their own. That'll be fun. Welcome back to Evie, too. And this is another reason that definitely Rex coming in, it's going to be, and again, we know from the trailer he will be there, but it's going to be fun to see some of the Rex Echo interactions. There we go. Okay. So we're all ready to go ahead and watch Bad Batch and the new episode coming up because we are all the way through Bad Batch, the arc in Clone Wars. Which means now it's time to wait and talk. Also, if you need a break, go grab some water, whatever else, now's the time for it. Gotta get a little last Clone Wars end music here for a moment, though. And there we go. Not be yawning yet. It's not that late. Anybody been seeing that they put up this little May the 4th thing over here on Disney Plus? They've got this little Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. And speaking of crediting other artists again, they're crediting an artist, Z Zhu. I think I'm hopefully pronouncing that right. But a nice little bit of art on this. Look at all this. Look at everyone we've got in here, too. And it really seems to reference a lot of our different people within here. Let's see if anybody's got it. Can I show that? I might be able to show that. That can be a little bit of a pain. I mean, as long as I'm not video watching over there, I think it will let it show. Although that's its own question now, isn't it? Let us see if I can go ahead and show that over there. Alright. Yeah, so if anybody's seen this, I mean, look at this artwork up over here, huh? And we even get at least a little nod over here to Clone Wars, being that we have Ventress over here. Let's see, what other nods do we have in the background? This looks like, looking at this, I think this is more adult Ahsoka here, so this could be Rebels or Mandalorian age. That looks like it might be Din Djarin right here. It's talking about the background characters, obviously Maul. Oh, hang on. Oh, hello there to Andrew right there. Oh, this first time you saw that banner. Yeah, no, I said I just noticed it earlier here. And just like they've got new artwork on the background of Clone Wars, too. When I clicked on that, and if anybody else was, they might have noticed as well. Here, I'll pop that up while I'm at it. But see, this is new artwork back here, too. You'll notice it's artist Chrissy Myung, apparently. So, nice new artwork that they've put on the back of some of this. I assume this is probably because of what day we're talking about here. Makes me wonder if they've done the same for Rebels. Nope. Same old background on Rebels right there. Let's see. Where was it about here? But yeah, no, as I said, it's a nice background. It captures a lot of the people in here. I may wish there were a few people that got featured in here that aren't really. I mean, like, I'll note, we've got old Luke here, but I'd love to have had multiple ages, for instance. We've got Vader, but we don't have Anakin. So, I mean, there's a few things like that that I wish we would have captured certain characters at multiple ages. You know, same comment for Leia. And while we're talking, where the heck is Obi-Wan? I mean, this is our Imperial or Dark Side over here. So I don't think... Yeah, Obi-Wan is not in this at all, is he? Huh. Well, go figure. What can you do? So no Obi-Wan. Well, you do get Yoda. But yeah, I wish Obi-Wan was in here somewhere, and I'd take both ages of Obi-Wan. But again, you can only put so much in an artwork. Let me be completely fair. But it's nice to have some beautiful artwork on this rather than just your static backgrounds like all of these different things sitting in here, for instance. So I will give credit to that. Well, anyway, I'll turn that off for the second. But yeah, it makes me wonder if anything else has its own new background sitting on there. Oh, hey, while I'm looking around, yes, indeed we do. Look at this new art background for Mandalorian from artist Dolly. Look at that. Now they've got some new art backgrounds on a number of these they've added in. It's very nice. I love we've even got Ahsoka in the background down here. Oh, well, you can't really see that, can you? There we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, what else do we have over here in the chat? Maul Duel the Fate starts playing. Oh, Andrew, you just subscribed. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Definitely. Yeah, we will be running through Bad Batch as it's coming out, so definitely I'll be with you on these episodes as they're coming. They did Obi-Wan dirty in that art. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, considering how big he is, especially in the prequels, it's like I'm surprised he wasn't there at least for that presence, if nothing else. I mean, Padme's not in there either, while we're talking characters who have pretty decent size over there. Let's see. Take another look. Nope, still waiting on it. So what else might have a new background? I wonder if the movies might actually have anything. They do. Looks like each of the movies have a new background in here. Oh, okay. We'll start looking at that here in a second. I'll make sure to have the homepage up on my main spot. But yeah, if anyone spots it before me, of course, let me know. Let's go ahead and start with episode 1 and look at some of this new artwork here. This is fun. So this is Dorothy Taylor apparently doing the artwork here for episode 1. Let me move this up so you can actually see it fully. There we go. Otherwise I was cutting off a little Annie over here. Nice, nice. It's a nice capture for some of the big pieces for episode 1. I like it. Let's see, episode 2. Whoa, that is funky. I'm trying to get used to the style on that right there. So this is artist Monica M. Magana, apparently. But oh, what a different style. I mean, it especially on Anakin and Mace's face is really getting me here. But yeah, it's nice. I love that they put out new artwork on each of these, so that is really nice. I think Dooku probably should have gotten a feature within the episode 2 artwork somewhere, but that's okay. Otherwise, yeah, very, very nice set here. I love Boba in the background up here. Yeah, I'm digging the fact they put new artwork up. Well, let's jump off to 3. Love the juxtaposition of these two. And we also juxtapose these two as well. We've got them again. Padme up here in the center. Yeah, they really brought it down to the personal, to just to those, well, just to a total of 5 characters in here. Jango Fett? I'm not sure why you're dropping the O on that. So this is artist Salvador Angliano. Take another check, make sure it's not up yet. Yeah, no, the episode 3 artwork's beautiful. Let's jump to 4. So this is artist Aaron Gallagher. Nice. It's interesting. This artwork feels a little closer to, say, maybe some of the old poster artwork in some ways, but then very much its own direction beyond that. Love, yeah, we've got the blue lights here. We're going. We've got old Obi-Wan in the background. Luke's X-Wing. Yeah, it's nice. That's nice. I like this. This is an interesting bit on the artwork here on the Death Star, too. Yeah, it's in definite love for the Episode 3 artwork sitting over in the chat as well. Yes, indeed. Episode 5. Straightforward, pretty simple there. So this is AJ Freena. Pretty straightforward. It's interesting. Given the style that Disney seemed to have been picking for everything else, it actually surprises me a little that they just went ahead and focused in this much on one little piece, actually, out of Episode 5. But I like it. Again, it's another switch, and you'll notice we do have some walkers actually down over here as well. So the art definitely continues this direction. Alright. Oh, hey. Hello there, Darscale. Welcome back. To my knowledge, it is not yet. Nope, still not. We're busy looking at some of the beautiful new artwork they put up here on Disney Plus for different Star Wars movies and shows. Let's go jump to 6. Whoa, look at the colors in that one. Wow. Nice. Nice, nice. It's almost like a stained glass window feel here for what's going on. It's like definitely capturing the Luke Vader juxtaposition here with the Emperor in the front and center, and then lay off on the side. Nice, nice. I almost feel odd that Han's not sitting like right here. It almost feels like he should be like right there. But yeah, this is nice. But yeah, especially these colors in the background, I think also help give that feel to me of a bit of that stained glass feel in the window. It's a clever idea. And this is artist Cole Thompson, apparently. Old Man Palpatine, indeed. This just catches your eye right off the bat and pulls you in. By the way, even the background here, you notice this whole side is lit up by Luke's lightsaber in green, while this side is all lit up by Vader's in red. And then the Emperor is being lit by both of these at the same time. This is nicely done. Very nicely done. I love it. Evie Wise and Han there. Yeah. As I was saying, it feels almost like he should be here, but artist discretion right there. Okay, let's look at the newer ones then. Let's go jump to 7. Artist Like Fong. I'm probably screwing up that last name. I'm probably screwing up the first name if I'm being honest. But I tried. Hopefully I've got that right. Now this is nice. This is interesting. It almost feels a little more toward a comic direction in the style of how this is being done. Bolder, darker black lines in this, and then filled in. Except for then you get to the background, and that's a different feel too. That's nice. Oh, and the Falcon's down here on the bottom. Yeah, no, that's a good cover. What do we got for 8? Oh, again, we definitely do have some different styles in the artwork in here, too. I love the energy they give to Rey in here. I mean, this is definitely infused in the artwork, and that is really nicely done. So this is artist Selena Barnes, apparently. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Coming, Darscal, coming. I mean, you're completely right. Taking me a little longer, I mean, in terms of videos overall, but yeah, coming. I don't want to go ahead and give a time and then have it not happen. I've done that enough. But let's say this. In the next couple weeks, without giving it more specific, we'll say in the next couple weeks, because I have ideas. I'm also trying to narrow it down and make it fit, because what I have is too much too. So yeah, coming. Episode 8. Well, let's double check this while we're at it. Nope. And episode 9. Whoa, look at the color in this one. Some nice art from Chris. I am going to completely massacre that last name. Christodoulou, I think. So Chris Christodoulou. But the colors in here are really beautiful. I love how they've worked in these blues on this side. And yet these yellows and oranges and reds here. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, it is pretty. Okay, let's see if Rogue One and Solo also get the same treatment. Yes, indeed they do. Rogue One with the artist being Talisa Almonte. Always interesting to see what someone chooses to focus on when it comes to making a single poster for or piece of art for the entire movie. I mean, it's nice how we've got the creation of the Death Star. We've got a little bit of the planet down below. Focus on a few of our characters. It's nice. It's nice. I'm almost surprised not to see Vader's shadow sitting somewhere behind, and not to see Saw Gerrera pop up in here. But yeah. Let's see. And how about Solo? Oh wow, that's a different style art right there for sure. This is artist KWASI Quasi 81. It looks like Quasi 81. Very nice art. Hey, I like that. And it pulls your eye to here right off the bat, and then also you start looking a little more at this background. Very nice. And definitely nice how we've got a bunch of different styles going on in here. To be honest, I'm surprised Rebels didn't get a different background. Clone Wars got one, but not Rebels. So that's a little surprising. I'd be tempted to look at Resistance and see, well, you know what? Let's look and see if it has an artwork. Now, there's no artist noted, so I don't think that's anything special. And The Mandalorian, yeah, we saw Dola here. Yeah. Oh, the Clone Wars movie might have something. No. Okay, that's probably it then. It's like I'm doubting anything else has a really cool special background on it. But hey, that was cool that we did have a few things that did. Okay, you had 2 minutes-ish. We're getting close, right? It's like I always say ish, because you never know. It's possible for them to be late. They've generally not been late with stuff any time in the recent months. But I will never hold out that it's not possible for them to be. Let's see, what else do we got over here on the side? Oh, hello there to Real Tesla 124. Welcome. But yeah, Darskel, you're right to hold my feet to the fire. You're right on that. you are definitely right. Some talking on the different movies of the sequels that I'm not going to jump into. Let's see. And yeah, they put that artwork out just in time for Bad Batch. Yeah, I mean, Bad Batch is coming out for May the 4th, so they're doing this for May the 4th. It's nice. I'd love to have seen Rebels get something. Here we go. Bad Batch is up. Okay, everybody get your Bad Batch up and ready because it is out. 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 40 seconds, including localization. So go ahead and pull it on up. I'll give you a little bit to go get it up there. Make sure you all get it up. I don't want to go ahead and start without you. If you're having any trouble, now is the time to go ahead and tell me that your Disney Plus is completely crashed on you. I don't think it's probably going to happen here, but let me know. So it looks like Geek Girl still hasn't seen it yet. Oh, Supreme X Rebel, you didn't know how long it was. Yeah, no, the first episode is considerably longer. We get a really long episode for the first one. So yeah, 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 40 seconds. I thought you... well, someone was, even posting the links of them earlier on, but yeah. Nice long one right there. Oh yeah, I thought it was you mentioning it. It's like, yeah. Yeah, you knew how long it was, I think. Hello there also to Barbarella. Hello there to Leon. Looks like Darskel, Evie, Leon all have it up and ready. And Geek Girl's got it up and ready. Okay, so to my knowledge, nobody's having any troubles at this point. Everybody's got it. Go ahead and let me know now. Because otherwise we are going to get ready to go start new Star Wars. Got more Star Wars to come and completely new stuff to look at. Oh, that's good stuff. Good times. Okay, I am not seeing anything. So, with all of that said, we'll see you in a little bit, Darscal, and then for everyone else. Ready? We'll go 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, Lucasfilm logo. In silence today. Ah, yes. Certainly gotten used to seeing this intro lately. The Mandalorian right there. Their newer Star Wars intro. Title, not intro. We're going to keep with that Clone Wars piece, the piece that we saw there where the fire will burn through it. Is that actually what we'll do each time for the title? I mean, I've got to imagine it's only for the first time here. To be honest, I thought that was just going to be for the trailer. I didn't think we were going to do it here in the episode. It's cool. Aftermath. We are doing this with the voiceover. Ha ha ha. I wonder if we'll change this to later or what. Yeah, so we start here. Oh. Is this where we are? We're actually with Depa Billaba. Oh, how intriguing. We might tie into some Rebels here too then. Being that her apprentice, for anyone who doesn't know, her apprentice is who we later know as Kanan. Oh, this is pretty cool. Exactly, Geek Girl. It's like, oh, they hid that one right here. They showed us a location with, oh, that is cool. I was not expecting that at all. But yes, Caleb Doom in here. Nice. Yeah, exactly, Geek Girl. It's Caleb Doom right now for a good little while still. Is that the same actor? It's like I'm having a hard time telling it because it sounds like it might be the same voice actor for him too. That's a great homage right back over to Bad Batch, where we saw them use the boulder on the village. By the way, if there's any question if we started right before Order 66, right? If there's any question. Hello there, Jan. Yeah, I can't play the actual episode for all of you. That's all kinds of copyright stuff right there. So as I said, you can sync it up to my watch and go ahead and watch along on your side. So we're all watching on our own systems or wherever we've got it. But no, I certainly can't play it on my own side. Well, Supreme X Rebel, I'll see you later. It was nice going ahead and meeting you there. I love this way of opening. And being that it's so much a link to Clone Wars, that's why I'm not sure if that voiceover will be there later, but it was super fun here, at least in this first episode. That line. That's a Clone Wars reference right there, too. Back to when we had the one droid on the ship and he was the only one left. I guess I'm in charge now. Gets killed right afterwards. Yeah, they do have the humor on the droids a little better in here. And look at this animation. Just look at the quality here. Oh, I love it. Depa Bilba. Nicely portrayed there, by the way, just as a comment. Jumping back to that. I almost wonder if we should have used a different voice actor for Caleb here. Just because he sounds a little older than I think he should. But I love it being him at the same time. Is there a little more scarring here on Wrecker? Probably just better quality. It's a Wrecker perspective for you. So, you think if we're bringing Caleb in here, if we'll go ahead and run back across him as Kanan later in the course of Bad Batch? If we go forward enough in time? Oh, this is interesting how it contradicts the comic, no? At least it feels like it does. I guess maybe it does actually pair up in a way with it if they work it right. Oh, that's a tricky one. It's just interesting to bring the Bad Batch in here too, and it's like, oh, we're actually gonna see this on video. It's like, dang. Mm. Mm-hmm. As expected on them. Oh, it's so interesting bringing the Bad Batch into this moment. It's like, oh, we just did this in here. Oh, hello there to Dark VIP, and hello there to Kazuto Kirigaya. Kirigaya. You apparently were on some other streamers and they both ended as soon as it came out. Ah, now we're I said I'm here for reacting to it as we go through. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we are going here with follow orders. Crosshair is just not quite got the right mutation to avoid this all, huh? Ugh. Hello there, Jenna. Yes, it is out for real. Watching it on Disney Plus right now. We're 10 minutes in. Yeah, good girl. Crosshair's following orders. Oh boy, indeed. Which would explain back to the question on the trailers why he wasn't in a lot of it. I love that we brought in Caleb Doom and Depa Billaba here. I mean, what a beautiful extra piece. In fairness, he's better off not with Hunter. Probably he's going to be next to other troopers soon. Man, the scenes, the animation, beautiful. Nice on Hunter. Speaking of our missing Order 66 pieces, but one we had gotten before. It's like only in the comics. Hmm. I wish you had Disney Plus too there, Kevin. You might not want to keep watching if you don't want the spoilers, though. Not that I'm kicking you away. Yeah, I said feel free to stick around, of course. Yeah, exactly, Geek Girl. They gave us a new version of Caleb slash Canon. One that matches kind of, with what we saw, but not quite. Because I swear in the comics they were at a campfire right before, and that's when this popped up. Heck, they were even helmets off in terms of styles and whatnot. So a little different. But yeah, certainly wasn't expecting it. And I'm okay with those changes. That's fine. It still roughly follows. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was in there. I love that they showed it though too. Oh, we actually get to see their room over here. Nice. Yeah, Crosshair with the helmet off too. That's gonna be such a mess. Unless we can go get that chip out of his head, huh? Yeah. Of all the groups for following orders. So Resu, no idea, and I'm sure there are places you can find, but it's not something I'd go ahead and tell you, even if I had a good answer for it. I'm sorry, not the kind of thing I'm going to go recommend, even if I knew. I had fun with that line. Somebody's like, "Hey, we could fit that line in right here. More machine than man." We've all been thinking about Echo after all. We knew this was going to be in here from the trailer. It's like, yeah. I love watching everybody back behind here watching. What, the guards up there? Crosshair should be doing this too, though. Although he's not. Tiny bit. What's that? Amiga. I swear it felt like she... Well, such a short introduction. I figured we'd see Omega a little longer than that right there. Obviously, she'll come back in a little bit later. I'm sure of that. So we're prior to Anakin going ahead and actually having killed off... Well, no, because he would have... Oh, sorry, we're prior to Anakin having this battle with Obi-Wan at that moment, at least. Although it should be coming up shortly. And we control all your clothes, which are all around your place. You do realize how much of a problem you're in? I love bringing Tarkin in, just as we knew he would be in here. Great character in any time period. Hello there, Legend Crunch. Not sure what you're trying to say there, Kevin. Oh boy. Yes, gyroscope indeed. Stormtroopers are cheaper. Well, again, think about all the armor on the clones, for one, all the training. I mean, dang, yes. Do after to pay for Disney Plus for PC. And you have to pay for Disney Plus for a subscription to it, regardless of whether you're watching it on PC, a TV, mobile. Whee! I love it's not that Hunter intimidated him, it's when Wrecker gets up back there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love even this piece of what the real relationship is between their group and everyone else, just how bad it is. Kevin, it depends on where you live. So I'm sure if you were to go pull up Disney Plus, it'll tell you how much it's going to go ahead and cost you per month or per year. But it is different depending on what part of the world you live in. Thanks, YouTuber. Thank you. I love all of you guys too. All of you out there are great. As I said, love having you in here in the comments to go ahead and interact with. Hey, we get the little droid too. Was that the first season 5 arc with fives? It was season 5, right? I think. It's got to be the exact same one with this, right? Someone can compare the number, but it's got to be the same one. Genetically defective. Certainly not of uncontrollable clones. That's for sure. And we're going to blow stuff up. This is where you ask, what is Tarkin really looking for here? He certainly knows of the Bad Batch, can read whatever reports he wants. So what does he really want to know? Even if you're looking for how to go ahead and fight them if you needed to worry about it. I mean, you still have every report. A little first-hand sight of it. First-hand how dangerous they are. It's nice to watch them work as a group here, too. Without even telling them they switched to live rounds. And you're working with... Oh, man. What a crock that is. Wow. Well, at least they didn't shoot at Wrecker while he was on the ground, I suppose. Ever popular droid intelligence. Wow. Oh, in case two of them wasn't already bad enough when you don't have any real weapons on your side. This should be fun. So we had to make this fight interesting somehow. It was way too easy before. Essentially, you need their weapons, right? If you can go ahead and take them and use them. Or even just aim them. I mean, between Echo and Tech, you might even be able to take over a couple droids here, maybe. Yeah. Not that any usual tactics are going to do very well here anyway. I like the smile from Tarkin. I like that. You wanted a show. You're going to get a show there, Tarkin. It's better as the droids are probably not programmed to go shoot at the other droid. Like the wrestling move. Boom. Be fun to see some of them in live action, right? That's a move. Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot, Crosshair. Yeah. Man, Hunter even speaking out of turn like that. Oh, speaking of Saw Gerrera coming in, that's gonna be fast. Yo. I'm wondering if we're gonna get most of what's in the trailer right here in this first episode. Now that Onderon's gonna be in here too. Hmm. We do get that bickering between Tech and Wreckers, which we were seeing before this too. Yeah. There's so much backstory to find out about Omega here and understand more about her. I've been really enjoying the music in here too. The background music throughout this. It's been some nice composing for this series. And again, the animation is beautiful. Rain and water are a pain to do. They've done a pretty decent job. So where will we end episode 1? They're going to go back to Camino once more. Get turned on by Tarkin probably before the end of this? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how quickly we want to make them leave the Empire. It's a good finishing, instigating incident if we do it that way, though. So, I'm curious. I don't know. Your program's key. But yeah, we saw this rivalry a little between those two earlier on and continuing. Not rivalry as much as just getting on each other's nerves, I suppose. More of a rivalry between Wrecker and Crosshair in that sense. Yeah, you think they're droids are after? Yeah. Twilight right there. Crosshair especially. But again, he's got the whole good soldier follows orders going on right now too, so there's also that. Trained by the Republic. Loveliness he saw in here, by the way. We got to see the the look of him and the hair and the trailer, and it's a nice change of the look. Mm-hmm. Doesn't it? But the part of your tragedy on it, of course, is that these clones, they've been bred to follow orders, sure, but even without the chips, you're not here. Considering what he lost. Not even taking a moment of hesitation. That is Saw for you. Wonderful mention of his sister Stila in here. For anyone who's not familiar with Stila and what happened to her in Clone Wars, or the reference in Rebels for that matter. Yeah. And again, the whole thing's a bloody test, which they're gonna fail. Man, just listen to him warped that way. But who is she a clone of? But Echo's not enhanced. Because Echo's not. That's why it was obvious. And for a reason to actually care about Omega. Yeah. Wow, what a brief visit to Onderon. I like Omega so far, by the way. So far. Alright, droids are getting annoying. Woo. How much longer till they turn against the cloners as a whole here? Or maybe they already have. Rest in peace, AC. Maybe. I'm not counting AC out yet. Not that I think he has a long-term in course of this show, but it was kind of cool bringing him back in, though. It's a nice reference back to the Fives arc. Yeah, notice which clones specifically here, too. These aren't just your normal Kamino and clones. I wonder if we'll even get a flashback to see how Wrecker got this big scar. No kidding. That was kind of my thought, too. Man, been some interesting talk on who she might be a clone of, but interesting questions. Let's see, as far as we're talking later about getting chips out of heads of, say, Gregor and Wolf, the first clone we get a chip out of other than Rex very well could be Crosshair here in the long run. It would make sense. It's like how menacing we make those look. If the dot gets bigger, then he's more controlled. Which means they don't actually have an A, Briggs. Yes. If it's not built to do that. We heard you the first time, Wrecker. Maybe not a suspicious wall? It's nice. It's a viable excuse, too. So, her weapon, does it come from here? Is it one she actually got from Camino or somewhere else? Because what an intriguing weapon, the bow that we saw later during the trailer. The other switch! Nice, nice. Yeah, it looks like leaving Camino is going to be about the end of this one here. Of course, if they know you escaped, that's a logical place to go guess you go, too. We've got to end with Crosshair coming out here to confront them as they run, though. Interesting. So it's, the plush is actually Wrecker's, huh? Wonder about the significance there. There's Crosshair. My guess is we'll save him by the end of season 1 if I had to make a guess. Love this. Yeah, gyroscope, I've been wondering exactly that too. But the real question is whose clone is she if that's the case? I mean, I suppose we could have... yeah. And there was talk about Palpatine once upon a time, but that was before we really knew the gender, here of Omega. Knowing Omega is actually female, that seems less likely, but it's not impossible. You could go ahead and change the genetics a bit if you wanted to. If you did want to, for some reason. I just don't feel like that's probably where we're going with it, though. Or maybe that was just part of the mutation right there, too, I suppose. One heck of a mutation, considering, but... how good Omega is off the bat, even at that. Love the dark rain, this background. Yeah, we do have our colors in here too. That'll help a little. She's Anakin's second kid. Yeah, there you go. Probably Omega's first time even away from Camino, if I had to make a guess, huh? Seems we get to see a little of this from her eyes in this sense. Hey, no matter who you are, being in space the first time. If you want more evidence of that. Hmm. J19. Nice. This is music we go with for the end. Nice. Actually, music that's just fitting and continuing right here. Rather than how a show will come back for its credits and do something very different. Very nice. Very, very nice. J19 we said, right? That actually got an equivalent real world value to it. As everyone's looking for right now, or anyone already knows. That was very enjoyable. Very much so. 100% agreed. I guess I should kill the timer now, shouldn't I? Okay, Bad Batch is here, and wow, what a start. As far as the animated shows for Star Wars, that is the strongest start of any of them that I've seen right there by a significant distance. Definitely by a significant distance. Wow. And that's how we start. Oh, I can only hope so much for where we go here. Yeah, Gyroscope, I agree. Love the mystery around Omega. So J19 is not like it's a direct relevance to the Atlas, right? They don't chart it the same way. I can't imagine they do, but I mean, if it were, it's this random spot over here in the outer rim, but with nothing that I really know of over there. Out a little past Hoth and Bespin. Wouldn't do a lot of good. If that actually has anything to do with what J19 even means. So where is J19? I agree. Learning about Omega is clearly going to be part of Season 1 here. And again, I'm guessing we're going to go ahead and bring Crosshair back probably Season 1 finale-ish time frame. We're going to get him de-chipped. That's a guess I'm going to make. And if that's the case, to be able to de-chip Crosshair, we're going to have to run into Rex first. And we know we see Rex because of the trailer. But Rex having been de-chipped would then give you the key you need to go ahead and be able to eventually de-chip Crosshair later on. Let's see, expecting Soul to show up in the series? Soul to show up? Oh, later in the series in this. Oh, man, Saw. That Saw, I think it's an autocorrect. But yeah, no, I expected that to be later too. Although, I'm going to guess it's not the last time we see him either. So we will see what we see there. Oh, man. Beautiful start. Beautiful start. And yeah, they're on the run by the end of this one here. So, who's got guesses on what J19 is? and why we chose not to name drop the location for that matter. Because it would have made sense to also name drop it so we know specifically where we're going to go ahead and excite us for the next one. Instead, they chose to mysteriously do it that way. 10 out of 10. Oh man, it was good. Kevin's got nothing. I don't know if anybody does, but... it's like I'm not going to make any bets that anybody has a good answer on that one necessarily. Nothing for me, V. No. Geek Girl, you got anything there? Any lore that you might have that I'm not catching? And we have a let's see, in Wikipedia there's a J19 bow rifle. But that's not a sector right there. It's interesting that there actually are a couple things called J19 within the Star Wars galaxy. Again, not helpful in a bigger way though. J19 electroscope. Yeah, none of these are helpful in the least though right there. At least I can't imagine that they are. The bow rifles here, it looks like manufactured by the Lasan Malamute Firearms Corporation. I mean, wouldn't that be intriguing? I mean, considering we're talking about Lasat right there, which is where, I mean, if we want to go ahead and make more connections to Rebels, we could do that right there. Speaking of the Lasan Honor Guard. Because the J-19 is that special weapon that Agent Callus was actually given for having one hand defeated the one Lasan High Honor Guard during the Siege of Lasan. So that's a J-19. But again, that's not plotting a course to J-19. Unless J-19 was nicknamed that way because Lasat is over in J-19. Feels a little odd, though. It's like I have a hard time going with that right there. Now, let's see, what do you got there? See what we can go ahead and figure out for interesting little mysteries here in this one, huh? Talking about the Surliup sector, alternately referred to as Sector J-19, was a desolate sector located in the Outer Rim. So it is using J-19 that way, if we're working it that way. Interesting. So, Bunta, Salikame, Chosh, Celine, Silarap. So is this going to be, I mean, the way we say it, it's going to be somebody we already know, right? At least we question and wonder that one anyway. Interesting, interesting. Ah, got it. No, I got it. The deserter. Back in Clone Wars, remember we had a clone that went ahead and deserted back over there and off on a distant planet that went ahead and happened on. That was Salas Kame. And Salas Kami is over in Sector J19. So it is our deserter way back. What is his name? Shoot. What is his name? The one who took a wife, etc., and Rex let go. That's who it is. Which actually might even be an excuse how you bring Rex in. If Rex is looking for safe haven, he would know about it too. Oh, how clever. How do they know about him? That's interesting. Very interesting that they would even know. Nice. So, there we go. It's Cut LaQuain. There we go. That's his name. So Cut LaQuain is who we're seeing. Oh, that is a beautiful Clone Wars reference, and it makes sense. Assuming they found out about it somehow, but the only person who would know really would be Rex or maybe someone else connected. Now, obviously, Rex and them were together in our Bad Batch arc back in Clone Wars. I guess maybe it could have come up somehow in there. Something like that. Again, this clearly could be a way that we run into Rex as well, since Rex would know Cut, and that would be a safe haven for him too. And a safe haven that the Empire doesn't know about. Oh, yeah, that is good. That is good. So we're going to go see Cut LaQuain next episode. And maybe Rex. Maybe. Might be a good excuse to say, oh, yeah, and I know Rex is over here, and you can go off to planet whatever and go find Rex. Nice. Oh, that's cool. Well, hey, we solved the mystery of Sector J19 right there. So who's looking forward to seeing Cut LaQuain next week? Or when I say next week, I don't mean next week. It's a few days, isn't it? So in 3 days. In 3 days, we'll get episode 2. Oh, beautiful. I am excited about that. I love the connections we're making, and this makes so much sense. Let's see. Evie's taking off. It sounds like, I gotta go sleep. Yeah, understood, Evie. Well, you have a magical night, and may the Force be with you. I'll see you again in a few days as we watch episode 2. And same to you, Geek Girl, and I suppose I'll be taking off too while we're at it. Yeah, I'll get some sleep myself. Oh, very nice. Okay, so with all of that said, everyone, thank you for joining me. It has been a ton of fun. Definitely enjoyed. 5 a.m. for you, Matthew. Ooh, yeah. Okay, everybody. I am going to go ahead and say my usual. I will see you again in a few days for watching episode 2. And until then, have a magical day, and may the Force be with you. Always.